Give me a minute. I turned the live stream on and I need to get some coffee. I'll be right back. Coffee. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I started the live stream and realized I didn't have any coffee. Need coffee. Damn it, I need coffee. Oh, man. Oy vey. How's everybody doing? Freaking been up and at it already. I did a contract for a house today already. I got another one to do later on today. Morning. So the only thing out and about so far this morning is gold. Let's just take a quick look at it. I'll see what it's been doing. All right, so like yesterday, it went way up all day from 2 o'clock in the morning on and ended, up here relatively high. And then it did the opposite today. It's still doing the opposite. Where is the low is right here. Well, damn. Kind of looks like that's where they should have been going. Maybe I'll get lucky and get some, now that we got some space, we'll come back, test this, and roll over. So that's kind of what I'm going to look for here. Since we've come down pretty violently right here, see, you got to look at the subtle things. Unfortunately, because it is summer trading, you got to look for the subtle moves. Well, that was pretty violent. Now we needed to come back up here and look for a short. That's kind of what I'm looking for. There was violence off the mid band. Look at this. So the box got formed, came up to the mid band, and now the violence started when it left the mid band. It wasn't violence to the mid band. So like I certainly didn't partake in that, if that makes sense. Because it meandered its way to the mid band, but I point these things out so you can keep. The more I point out things to you guys, the more I'm reinforcing rotation points so that you become more comfortable with the rotation points. Doesn't mean it's necessarily tradable, but there's a reason it went through there by a tick and then rolled straight down. But was it tradable? Not as far as I'm concerned, because it didn't go there directly. It just kind of meandered. All right, so we got something going on off this static line right here. I'll pay attention pretty hard. Yeah, I'm the same way, Snow. I just can't. When it does that, and gold, of all the instruments, gold is the most notorious for that, in my opinion. And I think it's because it's the most thinly traded of the instruments that I trade. It is the one that does this reaction the most. Specifically off the 5-minute gold line, man, it'll come. Now that it's crossed this 5-minute gold line, it'll come and touch that 5-minute gold line and it's literally like bug repellent, and then it will just shoot straight down. Anyways, so yeah, gold is notorious for that, without a doubt. Eddie, I don't really have any insights. Today's also a Friday. It's also fucking July still. Still July. I do know one thing that I'm going to focus on today. More today myself than normal, or I'm going to try to. When I get into the heat of battle, sometimes my mind turns to mush. But I'm going to give you an example right here of what I'm going to focus on a little more today. I'm going to show it to you right here. That's this stuff right here. These rotation, new low, boom, up, boom, up, down. So the 5-minute gold line was the trade here, and they just did an M pattern off of it, and then wham, down it goes. So I want to, because I don't think the sharks are as violently in the tank right now. I want to start looking more into M patterns and W patterns off of our known static lines and things like that, because I just feel like it's a more conservative play right now. So gold just did something very interesting, came up here and broke this down pivot right here to the long side. But now it's rolling back over for no reason. For no reason. Oil opens in 4 minutes. Remember, gold has a crazy candle traditionally at 9 o'clock when gold opens, and also 9:30 when the equities open. Just that one candle, get a little bit little squirrely. 92, 99, 2, 99, 2, 102. All right. Right now we have an inside candle forming from the top and the bottom of this candle. Oh, okay. We went through the bottom. All right. Well, something's going on, because at the same time, oil just blew up. I mean, oil just jumped. Fucking A. Oil jumped 80 cents. At the same time, gold just did that craziness right there. 80 cents. For those of you that trade oil, you know 80 cents is a freaking monster move in one candle for oil. 80 cents. So that's a little interesting. So this pattern right here has no direction right now because it went through the top here, then down. Now it's down at the low, but it's not through it. So there's literally nothing. There's no determination right now in gold that I'm comfortable with. Wouldn't be surprised if they ultimately come down to here and at least test this today. It just seems, so true to form for gold. It's so easily manipulated because it is lightly traded. So, all day up, all day down. Well, where are you going to go if you keep going down? Well, go back to where you started from the day before. Go back to where you started from the day before. So I kind of feel like they're going to go down there today. But I'm not getting a setup yet. Okay, so now we're through a low. So what I would like, once again, is a rotation back to this line and then a rejection. That's what I would like. This rotation here has no visual purpose for me. That makes any sense right now. This is the 9:30 or 9 o'clock candle with oil. See, oil is opening right here. And oil is battling the high of yesterday. Isn't that exciting? It is for me. I love paying high prices to put gas in my Jeep. Makes me feel very good about my contributions to the oil companies. I hope it also does for you guys too. It's kind of like paying taxes. I just feel so excited to give more money to the government because I know how much better they are at spending my money than I am. Says anybody who's got an IQ below freaking 80. All right, let's see here. Still waiting for something to set up. Now oil is opened, so we'll give that 15 minutes to marinate over here. I'm not really paying attention to the equities this pre-market. Sometimes I do, but I'm just not doing it today. Just don't see anything happening there. Oh, that's a good one too, Fish Atlantic. Yes, absolutely. Or subsidize foreign governments. How about that one, Fish Atlantic? Subsidizing foreign governments. And I'm gonna leave the ones that really piss me off nameless right now. All right, so I'm going to point something out right here. We do have a 1 minute gold line right here. We do have a 1 minute gold line. Here's a crossover, low up. So I might bite this one off. I might bite this one off. It's a 1 minute gold line set up right here, and it did clear as day. So let's see if I can. I still want it to go here. All right, it's up too much for me now. Unless this settles up here. Settle. Jesus. 96, 99. Jesus, man. Fuck. Our swing pivot's way up here, down through the lows, back up into the 1 minute gold line. Sit. Oh, man. It stuck its finger through. It's going to run off without me, maybe. I'm going to just sit here. This candle got too big for me. It's too much to defend. It's probably going to roll over anyways, but that's okay. My entry would have been about 96, which would have made for a beautiful target right down here, down at the low that I think we're going to go to anyways. Yep. It'll work because I'm not in it. You guys all know that. Fuck. Good morning, Wayne. Look at that thing go. God dang it. Oh, that 1 minute gold line worked. Shit. Oh, that 1 minute gold line worked. Son of a bitch. Huh. I bet. All right, let's see here. Well, that's where I said a while ago I think it's going to go to is 80 is to the low. Because that's where the swing started from. That's where the swing started from. The day before, wherever the hell it is. Yeah, right here. This swing all the way up. And now they're doing this swing all the way down. I was just being concerned. I wanted either a small entry candle here, or I wanted it to test the top of this, the bottom of the top of the box, one or the other. So what gold decided to do was neither. Christopher, nothing is proprietary. Nothing is, nothing is, all this stuff is free. All these lines and all that kind of stuff is free. In the description of the video, is how the bulk of it is set up. It describes how the bulk of it's set up between the moving averages, the Donchian channel, the prior day open, blah, blah, blah. The things that I have to email you to install, because Ninja doesn't have it, is like this 15-minute opening range box. This timer right here, which I like versus this timer, because I can see the time right next to the candle. And then also I have a version of these lines. See, from Ninja, these lines right here are not labeled. You just have to pick colors that you remember what those lines up mean. So what I did is I got somebody in this group to actually go into the code and create these labels for the lines. It just helps me know what line I'm actually looking at. A lot easier than having to memorize the colors. So that I have as a script to email out to people that want it also. And in the video description below is the email address to ask for, like, the 15-minute box, the floating timer, the labeled lines, and then I'll just email them to you, and you can just import them into your Ninja. But nothing here is proprietary or secret or, need a handshake for or anything like that. All of it is straight off of Ninja's indicators, except the ones I've had custom done, like I also have an inside bar color. That's another one that I have. That's just that I had somebody code. That's what creates these candles purple. So I can kind of just see, because I like to know when I've had price action on the last candle that was inside the range of the other candle to its left. So I like to have it just changes colors. Makes it easier to recognize. Bruce might disagree that I'm entertaining. Yeah. The one thing I know, Christopher, and this is what thanks, Bruce. One thing I know, Christopher, is that this trading approach that I concocted here, whatever you want to call it, fits my personality. And my personality when trading futures is to get in a trade, and 90% of the trades that I use this strategy for is to get into the trade and be in a defendable position with my stop loss from the moment I'm in, and then and with the bulk of the trades, each trade is different. I mean, I have like about 5 different trades, but the bulk of them, like 80% of them, are intended from the moment I enter to be moving in the direction of positivity in profit from the moment I get in, because the approach is to identify the breaks, the big red candles, or the big green candles. The approach is to identify where those events are going to happen, get yourself in at an ideal spot, defend your position, and be in profit right out of the gate. And I really need that for my personality in trading, because I'm not one of those traders that can just buy in a zone and sell in a zone, or sit there and pray that we've found the bottom and we're going back to the top. I can't do that when the whole time price keeps going against me, and I'm supposed to buy in to lower my price, my average price, and then buy in some more because I'm supposed to continue to believe that this is going to turn. Am I describing fib trading? Am I describing fib trading? Anyways, I can't do that. I can't do that mentally. I have to have a point of rotation. I have to have a specific spot based off of, known rotations that have happened to my left that have a tendency to reoccur to your right. And so, yeah. I'm an impatient trader, not when it comes to taking trades, because I have taught myself to be really calm and selective. I have taught myself to be really calm and selective on picking trades. I always have to keep burning in my brain. It's not about the quantity of trades. Fuck the quantity of trades. Matter of fact, the more trades I make, the more likely I'm going to lose money. It's not about the quantity of trades. It's about the quality of trades. And so I am patient when it comes to that ultimately now. It used to not always be. But when I'm in a trade, I'm very impatient. So I need price to work with me. Otherwise, I get freaking, spastic and idiotic. Yeah, I want to know this is the rotation. I want to know it immediately. And if it's not the rotation that I thought it was going to be, then I want to get the fuck out. Minimize my loss, maximize the size of my wins. And now, that being said, July is not a good time for July trading is not a good time for that for that situation, because the market just, Jesus, look at this shit right here. How are you supposed to make money in this shit? July's not really a good time for it. But when it is good, when the timing's right, boy, it's amazing. We have one trader out of California who, at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to get these numbers wrong, but let's just put it this way. I know for a fact that it was either January or February, using just my rotations that I talk about in here, like gold, and this is gold, that he made over $100,000 trading gold using my strategy in just 1 month. And subsequently, he's added another $400,000 in the year. So, the strategy works, the rotations work. You just got to get your eyes trained for it. I don't use any MACDs or any freaking volume indicators, none of that bullshit. Because you don't have to. All you got to do is understand what the candles are telling you. When these candles start getting bigger, that means volume has gone up. When these candles get further and further away from this red line right here, that means you're getting further and further into oversold territory. I don't need oscillators. I don't need volume indicators. I just need to look at the fucking charts. Yeah, Jim is golden. Jim is golden. But you know, the nice thing, Bruce, about Jim, I don't want to circle this back to me, but I'm going to circle it back to me. There isn't a time I'm not on the phone with him. There's not a time I don't get an email from him. There literally is not that he doesn't thank me for teaching him how to do this. That's a fact, which I find great because, you know, with the level of it that he has excelled in doing this, you know, it'd be very easy for him to just, you know, to ignore me, you know, or whatever. You know what I mean? But he hasn't. But it, you know, at the same time, he was $130,000 in the hole trading live money when he met me. He ain't no $130,000 in the hole no more. He is a good guy. That's my point. He is a good guy. And the irony is, Bruce, the true irony, this is such a small world. You know, it's a big world, 9 billion people and all that stuff, but it's also a small world because, you know, the two of us used to work at the same company back in early 2000s. And I was the top producer in the company and he was a prestigious producer. And we went for the same award ceremony in Hawaii, like in 2004. And then fast forward, we end up meeting on the internet many years later. It's crazy. That is just, just crazy. Really weird. That is weird. So oil has, let's just talk about this. This is a real bummer right here because this never gave us, this whole scenario right here is a real bummer because it hid the way they did it. They hid the rotation down. Just fucking sloppy, man. Pisses me off. But over here, we, you know, oil has opened. I don't know if Patriot's here. Patriot, are you here? American Patriot? Because there ain't much going on here either. Morning, KK. All right. Ooh. All right. Something's going on. Something's going on. Look at gold. Something's going on. Let me blow this up. Wow. All right. Ooh, doggy. All right, hold on here. Okay, we had an inside candle here in gold. And then we just went through the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it to come back through this candle here. I will try this. Come on, baby. Come on. Rotate now. Only because we got an inside candle that went back up, I'll take it back through the bottom. $24. That ain't gonna happen. All right. All right. All right. All right, let's see here. Man, oil is not moving at all. Yeah, oil's not moving, isn't it? Is it, Patriot? Oil is just not moving. Oh, shit. Oil's just not doing a damn thing. I was really hoping it'd come out of the box and sit on top with the prior day high there and give me a long. Yeah, it did break down the pivot. Totally, Snow Invest. But it did it here also. See that? It did it here also. And then rolled down. So I was like, well, so that, now it's freaking going to do it. There it goes. Piece of shit. I would have loved to have been in this short here, and I took my eyes off the ball. Anyways, we have 2.5 minutes to open up the equities. And then, I like to sit on my hands for that. You guys all know that. There ain't no sense in trading insanity. Insanity steals your money. Damn it. Fuck. That would have been really nice. I missed that. Too busy freaking answering my freaking text messages from one of my lenders. Insanity, Bill, is thinking that man can't govern himself. So we have to elect a man to govern us. That's insanity, my friend. That's insanity. So we must elect a man to govern us. That's insanity. All right, so we are 30 seconds from the equities opening, because, and so therefore, no matter what gold does right now, I'm not going to enter it until the next candle that opens has closed, because we're likely to get some spikes here. Christopher Norm, I mean, I like to pay attention to gold's open. So I will start looking at the charts after 8:20, because the gold opens at 8:20. In like September, October, I'll pre-market trade, like NQ and yeah, predominantly NQ. But not in July. And then but then when it comes, here's where I'm in a quandary with that question, Christopher, because a lot of times I'll get some decent setups when oil opens and whatnot, or after it's been open for 15 minutes. Same thing with gold. I'll get some decent setups, places where I can make some good money. I mean, I've made some good money in oil this week. So, but then when the equities open at 9:30, I really like to just sit on my hands, because I have found that trading between like 9:40, like I won't even start trading until 9:45 after the equities open. Well, I find that trading from 9:45 to about 10:30 has specifically this summer, but has in general cost me money. And then when we get past 10:30 and we're like heading to 11 and stuff, man, I can just freaking bank money, because the market has then correlated, the RTY and the YM will correlate with each other, so I can start seeing them doing the same thing at the same time. Same thing with the NQ and ES. And so like it just becomes a much clearer picture after we get past all the noise and bullshit. And I mean, I can just, for all intents and purposes, print money after 10:30 till like noon. So so I bring that up because that's part of the struggle of doing these lives, Christopher, is because the reality of it is, if I wasn't doing a live at this point in time, I'd be looking at these two instruments, oil and gold, for their opens after their 15 minutes, and see if I can get a rotation like this, which was actually a good setup. And I was fucking texting somebody. I mean, this was actually a very good setup. He even gave me the inside candle, then finally broke down, and then, here we are. But anyways, that being said, and then I would just leave the market alone and do my job stuff. And then I'd start looking at it again after about 10:30. That's what I would do if I didn't have a live stream. But I don't want to start two different live streams a day. I have just found in the summertime, I have made much significantly more money after 10:30, more towards 11 o'clock, when everything starts lining up when it comes to the equities. And I'm pissed off, man. I really missed this trade. I sat here and saw this one, then this one created, and I was answering a freaking lender's question on my text. This trade should rotate to there before it starts getting into some real problems. which that's roughly $900. Damn it. After, because it's got to be open for 15 minutes, gold. So, I try to start at around like 8:45. We've been changing contracts between the September contract and the December contract with gold. So like a lot of this week I wasn't even trading it. I was starting later the live stream, but there it goes. That fucking thing did it. Man, I need to message my lender back. You owe me $900. You owe me $900. That was it, man. I'm sitting here all this time this morning for that. For that setup right there. Sitting here I wanted it here. I was looking for it here. And it didn't happen. And then so I was looking for it here. When this inside candle formed, I was ready for it to blow through there. And then I got distracted and fuck, there it is. $900. Open range break setups. Yeah, that's what I do in the morning, in the early morning, with like gold and oil. I caught a couple good ones in oil this week, for example. I don't think I caught any big ones in gold this week because I wasn't trading gold. Today the candles have no gaps. We've had gaps this week because again they're rotating between September and December contract. So the volume has been split and there's been gaps in the candles. So I haven't been trading gold this week, but there are no gaps now. There's enough volume that's rotated over here that I don't have to worry about that. Joe, you just got to email me and put in your email description or something, then inside candle or whatever, and I'll forward you the script. Shit, man, this is a bitch. I mean, still, the flips, I will tell you this, still, this is sloppy. This is really sloppy. I mean, this is just July right here. In September, this thing's going to go wing, wing, wing like that. Literally. That's how this shit's going to lay out in September. But in July, you got to sit here and watch it meander. Are they going to get there, Thomas? Looks like it. Looks like it. There it is. Bing. Oh, shit. That is funny. That really is funny. That is funny. Fuck. That's a bitch. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Without you? Well, Thomas, I hope it was without you. You probably don't see you, Christopher. You probably don't need to be doing, you probably don't need to be trading gold. Probably don't need to be trading gold. uh, sit, sit. Sit. Okay, I got a small candle here to defend. There we go. Now let's go. Come on. Come on. Oh, man. The hell just happened? Well, it took me out. Shit, Jesus Christ. I mean, everything I do is in ticks, not currency. But I mean, I obviously I have currency on the brain when I I got currency on the brain because I know what 20 ticks is or 30 ticks or depending on the instrument. My objective, more importantly, Rick, is to throw a target and a stop on my screen. That's my objective. Target, not so relevant. Stop, just in case it snaps, I don't lose more than X. And then I manage the stop, depending on the pivots and stuff, until I get myself to break even. Then I manage the target. All right, so everybody's telling me about oh shit, what the hell am I doing here? Grab the wrong one. Yeah, that ES box is huge. That NQ box is huge. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Listen, Fish Atlantic, I'm not going to do anything until everything lines up. Anyways, I mean, the number one thing I can do that'll violate trading rules for me is to be jumping into shit early. I mean, I just can't be doing that. That's just stupid shit. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, we got some PMI numbers at 9:45, which is right now. No, it's not right now. It's 30 seconds from now. I'm just getting sick of going in the hole, chasing shit in the morning, and having to get my money back in the afternoon. That's what I'm getting sick of. So, all right. So we had 9:45. We had some news, which, good news is bad news. Bad news is good news. You try to figure it out. Why is this making noise? Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna drag this up here for a second. I'm seeing a big W pattern right here in the YM. Down, up, down. So I am gonna try that. Remember I said when I signed on, today I want to focus on W patterns. Because in this sloppy market, those seem to be the things that are working. W's and M's. And here's a beautiful W. Shaping, shaping, shaping. Right on to the prior day close. I have the prior day high in front of me, but I'm it's a $5 instrument. I'm willing to take the chance. If I get a nice inside candle here, that would be great. Oh, come on. Yeah, get one down here. Get an inside candle down here. Come on. Come on, stay there. Stay there. Okay. We've got an inside candle here. Go through the bottom and then up through the top. Come on. Okay, it's through the bottom. Now up through the top. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's touched the same spot. Come on. Okay, let's go. If it blows through that bottom, I'm going to just cancel it. Yeah, all right, I'm out. All right, yeah, all right. I'm all right. I said when I started the live stream, I want to focus on W patterns and M patterns, because I just think in this sloppy summer trading, those patterns seem to be working. They're still sloppy from the entry on, but yeah, the RTY came just straight out of the box, didn't it? Sure did. Holy cow. Good job, Bill. Yeah, I'm looking at that, Patriot. There's a W off the midband. Down, up, down. I'm going to defend this candle right here. I just go up now. What the hell? From the high, pivot high, straight down, up, straight down, up. Let's go. What the hell's the problem here? Come on. Come on. You got to break this pivot right here. Come on, gold. I mean, oil. Fucking oil. Come on, oil. What the hell? Wow. That is just crazy. That is just crazy. That is just crazy right there. Forget it. Forget it, Patriot. Forget it. Gave me a beautiful W there, and it just fucking tanked. PMA, Bill. PMA. That's what I call it, PMA. It's nice to go into the weekend with PMA when you're trying to figure this stuff out. PMA, positive mental attitude. Positive mental attitude. Excuse me. Jesus. Good idea, Patriot. If it isn't going to leave that box, it's going to be pretty ugly for the day. with oil. All right, so gold is at the prior day low from a recent current day low. Same lender that cost me $900 is now calling me. Same lender. It cost me $900, i.e., missed this trade, is now calling me. I'm not answering the phone. I got shit to do, man. You already cost me $900. Ah, damn it. Well, so we busted up and broke this high right here. Yep. All right. So I'm going to see if, with gold, I'm going to see if it gets above that prior day low, sits on top of it for a rotation long. That's what I'm going to look for over there. So the ES is at the bottom of the box. Interesting. At the same time that the NQ is. Yes. What is it? Consumer sentiment or something like that? Yeah, consumer sentiment. Really shouldn't have any impact on any of this, but might cause a a candle of size. Well, I missed that. Come on. There we go. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. Let's go. Who says I don't trade the ES? Keep going. No. Don't do that soft ass shit. Just roll over. You fucking piece of shit. See, this is what summer trading does. Fall trading, that just goes straight. We don't have this this indecision bullshit. God damn, that's just fucking frustrating. Catch a good rotation and it just doesn't have the gas. All right, so we got news in right there. News right there. It's not major news, but like I said, it'll cause the candle to be a little retarded. I was hoping we'd be further down so I can just leave my stop here. See, there it goes. It's going to freaking target. In the fall and in the spring, that would have just gone bing, bing. We wouldn't have had to worry about it. We wouldn't be sitting here watching it go. It would have just been, the sharks would have been violent that way and violent that way. Oh man. Well, the freaking champion of the days was freaking RTY apparently. Jesus. Who would have known that? Who would have known that? Well, they were in sync right here. That's why I took this trade. They were in sync right here. That's exactly why I took that ES trade. NQ and ES were definitely in sync right there. Both hitting resistance at the same time. Both rolled over from the resistance. That's why I didn't take that one. Avalon, that's why I didn't take that one. If you'll notice, I took this one. I didn't take this one. Which sad is this thing's, if we didn't have this sloppy fucking shit right here, I mean, this is just going to rotate and rotate and rotate. I mean, it's got a lot of room to fall. It has a lot of room to fall if it's going to fall. Crap. Man, that's a real bummer about that ES trade. That's a real bummer. All right, the gold has gone above its prior day low. It's also broken the pivot to its left, to the long side. Huh. Man, this stuff just doesn't want to move today. All right, oil might be setting up for across the box. Patriot, are you looking for cross the box on oil? It looks like it's setting up. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. If it just freaking would settle. No, it's out. It's just gone. Forget it. Forget it. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. What the hell? Man, we are just melting down. Is there anything to reach for? Jesus. Ugly. So what we got here is potential situation here in the RTY. Potential. I want it to keep coming down. Keep coming down. Keep coming down, RTY. Keep coming down. Keep coming down. Come on. Come on. It's like nothing fucking moves. Like it's just walking. Just hate July trading, man. I'm not here to walk. I'm here to run. Don't roll up already. All right, keep going. 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 Got a potential 1 minute gold line in gold. Potential 1 minute gold line in gold. Jesus. Wow. This turned into a turd. Just fucking move. Wow. All right, we got a prior day low test in gold. I mean, all right. Well, the RTY got to where it's going, but the way it got there, I'm not very keen on. Yeah, the way it got there, I'm not very keen on. So, God, I hate to let this go. He's probably going to roll up. Yep. It's probably going to roll up. I hate to let that go, but Just summer trading is so freaking lethargic. So freaking lethargic. There it goes. There it goes. Fucking. There it goes. Just so lethargic. All right, let's see if we get a W off this. We might be able to get something out of this. So we ran up, came back down. So what I'm going to potentially look for is since we've tested back to here again, the rotation long out the top. If it happens. Don't do it now. Jesus, why are you doing it already? There it goes. I'm such an idiot. It ran it too much for me. I just fucking A. There it goes. Right there, this freaking candle just got too out of control. This one right here. That's the trigger candle. This one right here. But it just got too freaking wild for me. I wanted it to consolidate down like this one down in here and then catch that rotation. I mean, this is a big potential rotation right here. I mean, this thing easily should swing up to this 5-minute gold line. God dang it. Fucking A. It's got another 10 points in it, if anybody's in it. It's got another 10 points in it. I'm telling you, it has another 10 points in it. It's got another 10 points in it. And I fucking missed it. That candle there just didn't. My order entry tool never would have got me in that anyways. I would have had to just literally hit the buy button because it never would have placed the order down here because it was the moment this candle closed, it was already out the top. Patch, the bigger issue is it never would have triggered for me what I just said. That's the give and take that you have of dragging manually versus pushing an order button. it wouldn't have thrown it probably would have thrown it right here, or it would have given me an error. Because when I push the button, what happens is it then determines, can you put an order there? Because you're doing a limit order. Can you put the order there, or is the bid and ask already past your price? And if it's already past your price, it won't even put the order there. If I'm making sense. And I mean, and it was gone. That was it. It was gone. I mean, it was gone. This goes back to one of the things I was talking about earlier with Snow Invest, is that when the trading is thinner, like it is now, because it is summer, when the trading is thinner, what tends to happen, or what I've noticed is happening, is we have a tendency to react off the line more than when we have a lot of volume. I mean, I never would have gotten that trade. I never would have been in it unless I had manually done it. But price tends to be jumping off the lines versus, more. And it's because it's thinly traded. It's because the market's thinly traded right now. Yeah, I'm looking at that, Mark. The other shitty part about this trade, just for me to be honest, this thing really, and it may do it. It may do it. But I mean, it should have screamed until it got up into somewhere around this level, at least. I mean, once it cleared that zone, yes, the 9 EMA will come along and help it. But I mean, it should accelerate. It should be accelerating up through here. It shouldn't just be sitting there like it is right now. But it is summer trading. That's why I like to make as much money as I can in the spring and in the fall, and get a little bit more cautious if I'm going to trade the summer, in which I am. What? No, I wasn't. Not after I got a W pattern, Avalon. Notice I waited because so here's the reason look at this thing is exhausted. So look at the move. You got to remember what the sharks are trying to do. They're trying to move the market one direction and then move it another. That's the only way they make money. They don't make money because what will end up happening by the end of the day is this will probably be up here and it'll close relatively the same as where it started from and all that fucking bullshit. And nobody and anybody that held the market over the whole day didn't make any money. Well, that's not what the sharks want. The sharks want rotations. That's what makes them money. So I'm looking at the fact that this thing went so far down. It even if the market continues to ultimately roll down like the rest of them are doing, it needs to reprieve itself. if I'm making any sense. People are going to clean out their targets here. What I did not like initially, which is why I didn't take this version of the trade, is because we meandered right here. When we were originally coming down right here, if we would have run straight down, I would have been a lot more excited of the first attempt. But because we meandered, I let it roll up, then I let it roll down, and then I was going to take that. If it happened, if it just rolls right on through, fuck it, But I was going to take a more conservative approach. And I wasn't even looking at the rest of them because of what I said. If I get a W pattern, great, because this market needed to breathe. It's way oversold. Way oversold. Right there. Way oversold in the short term. Not necessarily the long term, not necessarily, overall in the daily market or anything like that. But in the short term, which we're using 1 minute candles, this thing was grossly oversold. So I'm looking for a spot for them to pick to retrace from. Doesn't mean the market's going to reverse. Doesn't mean that at all. Okay? Fuck, I missed a gold trade while I'm sitting here blabbing. Damn it. I missed a gold trade while I'm sitting here blabbing. Fuck. Anyways, it's okay. When you are so far, it's worth. Let me explain it again in simplest fucking form. I'm risking about, if this candle had stopped and not run off on me, I'm risking maybe $200 for $1,000 because this damn thing should go up for at least $1,000. At least $1,000. Which, by the way, it did go for $1,000 right here. By the way, the 20 mark was $1,000. So give me a high probability setup where I'm risking $200 to make $1,000, and I'll do that all fucking day long. I mean, this is the most wide open setup we've had all freaking day. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it. Well, there was some conflict between the YM and the RTY this week. But I mean, let's go back to, they're doing the same thing here. This one rotated. The problem is, to go back to what you're talking about, this did not happen from a support area that we recognize on our chart. Is there a support area here? There may be one that I don't know about. There may be a weekly low here. There may be a monthly low here. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Well, certainly not a weekly low or a monthly low, because there's the low. Here's yesterday's low. But I mean, there may be some support thing here. I don't know. But what I do know is this is the prior day low. I've said this a zillion times. I'm going to say it a zillion more. That prior day high and that prior day low are battlegrounds. Absolute piss, moan, fight, kick, scream, batch, punch, yell, fight. Those are battle zones. And the RTY got to its battle zone before any of the other equities, and it gave a setup right there for $1,000. That's it. And it was enough to rotate the whole rest of the equities. If you'll notice, all three other equities rotated up from there. Just happenstance. And so, where's the point that I referenced? I said right there. It should come at least, because here's where the last time it got hung up was right in here. This is as minimum of a hang up as it can get, and then it came down. So where does the W go to? It goes back to where it started the rotation. So that was right about here. Anyways, that was pretty expensive. I mean, pretty profitable trade. And so go back to this. Here's your pivot rotation. And I've talked about this. When you take the leg that's supposed to counter trend the rotation, the downswing, you need to immediately break that pivot. And once that happens, then your 9 EMA comes along and it becomes your friend. See that? See how your 9 EMA becomes your friend. Once you break that pivot to your left on a W, it should go up and then start resting and start using your 9 EMA for rotation. And that's exactly what it did. So like I've said before, when I get into these W patterns, this is kind of a small one, but when I get into them, I defend the candle to my left that's been broken through the top. Okay. So once this candle got broken through the top, here's my stop. Once this candle got broken through the top, here's my stop. Now, once we get up here and our 9 turns around, then I stop defending the bottom of the candle. I let the 9 EMA do the work. So I let the 9 create pivots. So once this rotated here and created a pivot, then your stop's here. Your stop's here. And then you just keep going to your target. That's all. It's just a different way to manage the trade because the initial move is supposed to be violent. On a W or an M, that's why I defend the back of the candle that has been broken to my left. To my right. Once it's been broken over here, I defend that candle. Once this one's been broken over here, then I defend that candle. Once we create the space on top of that 9 EMA, then I let the pivots become my stops. If that makes sense. Because this part of the move right here, right there, That is the most important part. That has to happen. If that doesn't happen, then they're not looking to do a W. If this part right here doesn't happen, oh, fart. This 9 is still holding, man. It's still, this 9 EMA right here is still holding. Look at it. Just still pushing price up. I mean, it shouldn't be too surprising because look how it's oversold. I mean, it's just grossly oversold in the short term. Anyways. I'm just frustrated with myself. I sat here and told everybody when I started this live stream, I said, because everything's been sloppy lately, I'm going to look for W patterns or M patterns in the equities. And lo and behold, W sets up in front of me, albeit, and I even said it earlier. I said that even though the M patterns and the W patterns have been sloppy, and they have been sloppy. I mean, this is a sloppy, go back down here. This is a sloppy leg right here. This is freaking sloppy. That's a sloppy leg, but the whole leg is still there. Like you still see, I mean, well, the leg is huge, but I mean, from the last rotation where it kind of got sloppy, there's your leg, there's your setup, there's you go, boom, boom. Now, when the sharks are in the tank, this becomes a lot more clear. And the interesting part is the swing up becomes a lot more violent and the pullback becomes a lot more violent because they're shaking out the traders and then they go. You understand what I'm saying? When the sharks are in the tank, it's so much, to me, it's just so much clearer. The patterns are because they violently create the patterns, and therefore it literally looks like a W. It literally looks like an M. It's funny because it literally looks like that. When the sharks are in the tank, man. I don't see a W in oil, Patriot. Okay, so Patriot, let me just drag this over because this is important what I'm about to say here too. If so, down, up, down, up. So I'm guessing you're wanting to know if this is a W here. I don't subscribe to the concept of this being a W in my trading because I don't have a support mechanism that we tested twice. I just happen to have price action that came to a spot twice. I don't have a support mechanism here. On that RTY trade, so I call that, that's out in space. On that RTY trade, I had a support mechanism. The prior day low, which is the most powerful one of them all. And then I also had the prior day open. Those were my support mechanisms. No, I don't. Okay, so Patch, I don't trade. I don't trade. I don't trade 5-minute gold lines in the equities. I mean, very rarely do I. I mean, very rarely do I trade 5-minute gold lines in the equities. I mean, they have to be clairvoyant to me, beyond belief. But I will trade 5-minute gold lines in gold, because it is, that 5-minute gold line is heavily respected in gold. Heavily respected in gold. I mean, like crazy respect of the 5-minute gold line in gold. But I really don't trade the equities on the 5-minute gold line. I have it on the chart really to kind of show me where we're going to get hung up, you know, that kind of stuff. But I don't. So like, for example, if I was in this RTY trade, I might have heavily thought about taking it out at the 5-minute gold line. You know, if I was in that long. Now, again, Patriot, there may be some support there that we're not aware of. But I mean, and I'll give you, and it could be a psychological support, Patriot, that I'm not going to trade. But you know what this rotation is? This rotation right here, $85. A nice big fat solid number, $85. Now, isn't that interesting? That's a 1 in 100 chance. But I'm not going to trade it that way. Now, I've had some old time oil traders in the past tell me that if they're in a trade and they see their target is, say, 2 ticks beyond a solid number like $75 or, you know, $90 or something like that, they will front run that dollar amount, meaning they'll pull their target in because they don't want to risk that psychological number becomes the rotation. Does that make sense? Only in oil have I had traders tell me that. Only in oil have I had traders tell me that. But common sense tells you that kind of makes sense in gold too, probably. You know, if you're sitting there at like 4,100 is above us now, if your target is 4,130 cents, you might want to put it at, you know, $44,099.90 or 90, you know what I mean? You know, going back to my adage, don't be a dick for a tick. What's more important is you know, if you're looking for a $600 win, I'd rather have $560 than nothing. But yeah, that $85 mark, I mean, looking at oil, that $85 mark might be might be a big psychological number for whatever reason, because it sure did launch from that spot. It sure did launch from that spot. Exactly $85. Not anything else. $85. So NQ unfortunately, when it came down here and back inside these lines, it didn't break this pivot. See, pattern wise, I need it to go down, break this pivot, then roll up into these lines and then take a short. But it's not, it didn't do that. It did not. These are the things I constantly watch out for right here. That rotation was not breached with this rotation, so I don't have a short. Very lethargic everything is right now. I might just call it a day here. I mean, nothing exciting. 33626. This freaking phone just going to keep on ringing. Who is that? Oh, God. Anyways, yeah. So I may just call it a day. Because there's just no movement. Man, I missed that gold trade too.
Mike Fisher.
Jesus, why do people keep calling me? This guy knows I'm in my live stream too, and he called me. This last one right here. He knows I'm in my live stream. Yeah, I see that snow or Avalon, but I think we're melting long. Aha, yeah. Thanks. So now he's commenting in here. So he calls me, then comments. Why don't you tell everybody about your trading? Why don't you tell everybody about your trading success, Mr. Troop? Tell them about your trading success. Oh, shit. Yeah, see you, Kevin. That's the trade I missed, H-Rock, while I was talking. That was the exact trade I missed that I complained about. That was the exact trade I missed. Yeah, I'm not very happy about that. Not very happy about that because I was too busy freaking explaining pivots and rotations. And actually, it was because I was running my fucking mouth about this trade here, explaining why I would take this trade, even though none of the others agreed with it. And I missed that freaking gold trade right there because of that. Anyways, I'm going to shut this down for the day. And I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully the market starts coming alive, at least by mid-August. That'd be nice. Because this slow shit frustrates me, because you got to catch the rotation when it sets up, and then that's pretty much it. I mean, you got to kind of like that one, right? That one in RTY. That's the one. That's the only one in the equities that has actually set itself up today, and I completely freaking missed it. And that's summer trading, because in the fall the rotations happen over and over and over and over again that give you opportunities to make money. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Bye.